Go.
Hi everyone, this is Team 4. So I'm going to introduce our data page. So we use the three kind of data set. The first one is the world inequality data sets on education. This is available on the world inequality data set on education website. Uh, the next data set is the country map continental regions. This dataset was obtained from the Kaggle, the platform offers a wide range of the free datasets. Um, and the third dataset was a PSS scored by the country 2024. And this dataset can help us to analyze the educational performance in different countries. So our data sets with tens of thousands of rows, but some of them is mixing data. The mixing data might leave the holes in our analyze or limit what is possible for us. And Jacob will talk about next part.
So in our analysis page, we started with section 1, which is just a general exploratory data analysis section. And yeah, so in this section, we just seek to identify general trends within our data set and just try to uncover insights. So the first thing we analyzed was PISA scores and literacy rates, just to give the viewer a general understanding of where education is better and worse in general. And so as you can see, Africa performed the worst in both of these metrics, whereas Europe performed a little bit better than all the countries. Moving on, we analyzed other metrics such as primary school completion rate, mean years of education, and the percentage of students who are not attending um, their respective grades. And at the end, we analyze the worst performers in each section. And in general, we found that Europe performed the best and that Africa performed the worst. And now Yibo will talk about our statistical modeling.
Okay. I'll discuss the modeling and limitations of our project. After extensive data exploration, we selected several variables to investigate the factors contributing to poor educational outcomes in Africa. We utilized the two models, one analyzing the lower secondary school completion rate and the other assessing the percentage of young people aged 15 to 25 who can read simple sentences. We chose a multiple linear regression model and checked whether variables met the assumptions of multiple linear regression by using histograms, residual plots, and the variance inflation factor function in R. Subsequently, we made arcsine square root transformations on the response variable of model 1 and log transformations on the response variable of model 2. The R-squared values for models 1 and 2 were 85% and 72% respectively, indicating a good fit of the data. In conclusion, our findings confirm that being in Africa negatively impacts the school completion rates and the literacy levels, whereas urban locations positively influence both response variables. Additionally, higher levels of wealth correlated with increased school completion rates. And the limitations of our project is that our model has improved by making some transformations on the variables, such as arcsine square root transformation, which help to meet the assumptions, but it makes the interpretation hard. Future projects might consider integrating more advanced statistical models or machine learning techniques to handle complex interactions and nonlinear relationships more effectively. And May is gonna talk about the big picture.
So our objective is clear: to identify where educational disparity exists and to explore the underlying reasons. By leveraging the extensive dataset, we aim to not only understand these issues, but also to create pathways for improvement and interventions. Africa, as a continent, faces the most significant educational challenges. Despite some improvement in North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa remains critical behind. In contrast to the broader African context, Northern Africa shows comparable metrics to global average in primary education and completions. This differentiation with the same continent underscores the variability and complexity of educational outcomes. Our analysis demonstrates a strong correlation between staying in school and higher literacy rates and academic achievement. Europe stands out with uniformly high education metrics across the countries. Even the lowest performing countries in Europe, like Albania, have high completion rates. Diving deeper, our findings reveal that socioeconomics and geographic factors play significant roles in educational attainments, particularly in secondary education. To address this disparity, we must focus on target educational reforms and investments, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa and other underperforming regions. In conclusion, we're calling to prioritize education as a fundamental right and duty. Together, we can close these gaps and forge a brighter future for our children. So that's end of the presentation. Thank you for listening.